There's a pair of Calvin Klein jeans sitting in stores right now. The price tag says $89. That sounds reasonable, right? It's Calvin Klein. It's a real brand, a trusted name. You've seen the ads. But here's what nobody tells you. And here's what I'm going to show you with actual factory data today. Those exact jeans, the fabric, the stitching, the zipper, the dye, the packaging, everything cost approximately $8 to manufacture. $8. So where does the other $81 go? I'm going to break it down dollar by dollar. And I promise, by the end of this video, you'll never look at a designer price tag the same way again. Welcome to the Style Auditor. I'm Charlie, and on this channel we do one thing. We audit fashion brands. Not opinions, not hauls. Actual audits with manufacturing data, factory locations, cost breakdowns, and receipts. No brand pays me. No one sponsors this channel. That means I can tell you the truth. And today's truth is about Calvin Klein. Let's get into it. First question. Where are Calvin Klein jeans actually made? The label says Calvin Klein. The ads show New York City. The logo screams American luxury. That happens somewhere else entirely. Calvin Klein, owned by a company called PVH Corp, sources its garments from 37 different countries. The major production bases are Vietnam, China, Bangladesh, India, and Turkey. For denim jeans specifically, Bangladesh is one of the primary locations. Now, why Bangladesh? Simple. Labor costs. A garment worker in Bangladesh earns an average of $70 to $100 per month. That's not per day, per month. Compare that to a US worker at $15 to $20 per hour. The math is brutal. But for a company like Calvin Klein, whose parent PVH made nearly $9 billion in revenue last year, it's very, very good business. Okay, let's talk about actual numbers. I want to walk you through what it costs to manufacture a standard pair of denim jeans in Bangladesh. And these are real industry figures. I'll link the sources in the description. Here's the breakdown for one pair of jeans. First, fabric. Denim fabric from imported Chinese mills, Bangladesh sourcing, roughly $2.20 per unit. Labor, this is where it gets interesting. Wages in Bangladesh are approximately 80% lower than in China. Total labor cost per pair of jeans, about 70 to 90 cents. Trims, that's buttons, zipper, rivets, labels, thread, approximately 30 to 50 cents. Washing and finishing, denim goes through multiple washes to get that worn look. Cost, roughly 40 to 60 cents. Factory overhead, electricity, machinery, building costs, approximately 60 cents per unit. Packaging, the branded bag, tissue, sticker, hanger, 20 cents. Shipping from Bangladesh to the US warehouse, $2 to $4 per pair by sea freight. Add it all up, we're looking at approximately $7 to $9 per pair of jeans. Let's call it $8. $8. And Calvin Klein sells them for $89. So we've got $8 in manufacturing cost. The jean sells for $89. Where does the other $81 go? Let me break it down. Roughly 20 to 25% of the retail price goes to what's called cost of goods sold. That includes manufacturing, shipping, duties, and quality control. On an $89 jean, that's about $18. Then comes distribution and retail margin. If it's sold through a department store like Macy's or Nordstrom, the retailer takes 40 to 50% gross margin. That's another $35 to $45. That leaves Calvin Klein with maybe $20 to $25 per pair to cover their own costs. Now here's where it gets really interesting. Marketing. Calvin Klein and its parent PVH Corp spends hundreds of millions per year on advertising alone. The Jeremy Allen White campaigns, the billboards, the Instagram ads, the Fashion Week shows. Their own marketing expense as a percentage of revenue runs at roughly 8 to 12%. That's $300 to $400 million a year, just to make you want to pay $89 for an $8 pair of jeans. You're not paying for quality. You're paying for the image. You're paying for the feeling. You're paying for the campaign. Now, to be fair, I want to address the obvious counterargument. But Charlie, maybe Calvin Klein jeans are better quality. Maybe the fabric is superior, the stitching, the fit. Let's examine it. The denim fabric used in Calvin Klein jeans, particularly their mid-range lines, is predominantly standard cotton polyester blend denim, imported from mills in China and India. These same mills sell to dozens of other brands, some of them much cheaper. Brands like Levi's, Uniqlo, and even some private label store brands source from the same region, sometimes the same factories, using comparable materials. The difference isn't really in the fiber, it's in the washing technique, how they age the denim, and more importantly, the marketing attached to it. In 2025, apparel brands running a healthy gross margin operate at 50 to 65% gross margin on retail price, meaning they're spending 35 cents or less to produce every dollar they sell. Calvin Klein is no different. The fit, the branding, the name on the back pocket, that's what you're paying a premium for, not the cotton. So, what do you do with this information? I'm not saying don't buy Calvin Klein. That's your choice to make. But I am saying make it knowing what you're paying for. Here are 3 alternatives I've looked at that offer comparable denim quality at significantly lower markups. Number 1. Uniqlo Selvage Denim. Price, around $40 to $50. Manufacturing, Japan supervised, transparent supply chain. Markup, significantly lower than CK. Number 2. Everlane's Denim. They publish their cost breakdowns publicly. They tell you exactly what you're paying for. That's called radical transparency, and it's something Calvin Klein will never do. Number 3. Levi's 505 or 511. Retail, $55 to $65. Manufacturing base as CK, but less marketing overhead built into the price. The point isn't which brand to buy. The point is, now you know how the game is played. So here's the style auditor's final verdict on Calvin Klein jeans. Manufacturing cost, approximately $8. Retail price, $89. Markup multiplier, 11 times. Is that a scam? Not legally. Branding, marketing, and retail are all real business costs. But is it honest? Are you getting 11 times the value? You decide. Here's what I know. No one told you this before you paid. And now you know. That's what this channel is for. If you want me to audit the next brand, drop it in the comments right now. Tommy Hilfiger, Ralph Lauren, Zara? Tell me, and I'll get to work. Subscribe if you don't want to be kept in the dark anymore. And I'll see you in the next audit.